and welcome to another Thursday afternoon lunchbox here in Fitchburg at the K Zone at 105.3 FM and AM 1280. Diesel on the board. Coach Bobcat from Sandwich co-hosting.
Sandwich Man.
And Mark on the cameras today.
Big day today. Big day. And I have to give you huge props. It's Kentucky Derby pre-race show. And you've done your homework. I mean, you're like really up to speed on the Derby.
You see me in
I'm
my
impressed.
office in the back? I wasn't moving.
Yeah. No,
I mean, I had to get it done.
you're up to speed. You followed real players inside the backstretch.
Love it. Kevin from Heaven gave me a little kick under the table at breakfast today, and then he sent me a little note saying, you got to get on the real players if you want to really get this show going and off the road today. So I did. And I don't want to let my boy down, Kevin from Heaven.
No, he's under the gun a little bit because...
He's under the gun because the Red Sox have won five in a row.
Five in a row, and he comes in wearing the Red Sox hat, of
Yeah.
course. Now he's a fan.
He had to dust it off, though.
You know,
You
when
see
they
the
traded
dust
Mookie, when they let Mookie go, I'm out on the Sox.
I was
Now
there.
he's in.
Now he's in. Now he's trying to get tickets.
But now he's going to text us his pick at some point during the show. And what about our guest? What about our guest? We hope he can save the show. The ratings. I mean,
Worcester Irish calling in today.
Yep. Now Worcester Irish goes by @RealIrish on Twitter.
Yeah.
Never met him personally, but I feel like I'm a good friend of his because he's a real horse racing aficionado, and
like
he's a Boston fan of all things Boston and all sports Boston, and like you, he has a bar in his cellar. Now yours is named the Yaz Bar.
That's right.
You have the Yaz Bar with all kinds of paraphernalia down there, all kinds of sports memorabilia. No, I have to tell you, you've got some great stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of Clinton High School background stuff.
A lot of all but like 2 or 3 67 Red Sox cards. Got some good stuff.
What about your Tom Glavine cards?
My Tom.
Listen to this.
This is the buffoon I am sometimes. I give a guy, and I won't even say
Bill Ricker.
From Bill Ricker.
Who grew up with Tom Glavine.
4 Tom Glavine PSA 10 baseball cards, rookie cards, to get signed. I give them to him at an AD's meeting. I haven't seen him.
Well, there's
since.
a big hint right there. AD's meeting. You sort of let the
I
cat
haven't
out
seen
of
him
the bag.
since. Changed his phone number. He probably bought a house.
But you know, does the autograph
Bahamas.
improve the value of the card?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yes or no?
Yeah.
No, I've heard
Cy
something.
Young, Hall of Fame, all of that.
If the autograph is on the card.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So a Brady rookie card with his autograph is worth more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
you don't get
Now,
that.
Glavine,
You don't get that down the Brimfield Fair.
Hey, that's another topic. But Glavine,
Wait, no.
Glavine was a heck of a hockey player. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Brimfield Fair, you're going to make your debut there next Tuesday. You're going to follow me into the Tuesday morning show.
We'll see.
We have a lot of stuff to liquidate.
I got a big day. I have a big day.
I know you. Hey, kudos to you.
Yeah.
You're the speaker for the National Honor Society induction at Clinton High School.
Yeah.
And you graduated with a 2.0.
In shop.
No, but seriously, in your storied career as a teacher, coach, and administrator, I think it's great that you're going to talk to the kids.
Yeah. It'll be fun. Yeah.
You know.
But anyways, getting back to Worcester Irish, Kentucky Derby, we got a great show lined up next week.
Our guy Steve Kornacki,
who is
left
calling the Derby.
He left this morning for Churchill Downs. He texted me. He's going to call in next week with some post-Derby information. But he'll be broadcasting for NBC Sports.
Live.
He'll hopefully have Mattress Mac on. He will make his pick. He told me when he texted that he's down to 4 choices for the Derby. Now, this kid does the deep dive.
Like myself.
Well, I'm not far behind you, trust me. But I mean, Kornacki does a deep dive. He's a real handicapper. So he's narrowed his selections down to 4. And then on air, Saturday, he'll make his prediction for the entire country.
Does he use his formula, number 13 formula? We're going to ask him that next week.
The rule of 13. I don't think he will he
this?
does like that rule of 13. And to explain it, if a horse in their previous 3 races, if their place, the finishing place adds up to 13, he will play that horse. So if a horse mark in the previous 3 races came in, say, 5th, 3rd, and 5th, that adds up to 13. He sees that as a play. It's some kind of a weird old school.
Which a lot of those handicappers have.
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like your 5, 7, 8 try box.
That's it.
You go to the track, you play 5, 7, 8 try
I'm
box.
done. I
and
go
then
to
you're
the
done.
window once until I win. You know.
Then
And
you go
that's it.
back and
You don't
cash
need a
out. But you've
program.
run some, you've run some nice sort of farewell trips or honorary trips
One
to the
for
track.
you, out
Yeah,
of Ron
yeah,
Dunstable.
Seabrook. That was Seabrook. But you've run them down to Taunton, down
For
to the
Stack, for Billy
Stack.
Hurley.
Where'd Stacks go to? I don't know if I went
I think
to that.
it's still going. No, we went to Plain.
Oh, maybe Plainridge.
It was always the dog tracks we went to back then. Seabrook, Plain Ridge. Those were the only 2 we
But
ever.
at Raynham, what was that track at Raynham? Was it just Raynham?
That's where we went. Raynham. That was Hurley.
You had one. You had one for the baseball coach at Clinton to
Oh,
Raynham.
Bernie. Yeah.
Yeah. But what was the name of the track down there? Maybe somebody will text
I
us.
don't know.
Text us.
Yeah.
Was it just the Raynham dog track?
Might
Maybe
have
it
been.
was.
Might have been Raynham. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that was my. That's my history of going to the tracks. Is the dogs. But not today, and not after today. I'm on my Real Players website. I got 2 horses running in front of me on my screen.
Hey,
It's a
so
big-
the Spruce Street Tavern is having a pool, as are many places of employment,
Hey,
right?
Just at Tina's this morning at the 5th Street Diner, we sold 8.
He sold 8 tickets to the pool.
8 tickets.
So
There's
12 to
only-
go.
Yep.
Yep.
12 to
Mark,
go.
you want to get in?
Nah, he's not a bet. He's in Lancaster.
Oh,
Sake.
too uppity to bet in a load of
Oh, what do we call Lancaster though for Vanessa?
the home of the DWs.
West Bolton.
Oh, West Bolton.
I live in West Bolton, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. But anyways,
Love that.
hey, today should be good. Bobby set this up with Worcester Irish. He actually had a little conversation with him, Diesel, and he had a couple things to do. Going to call in around 20, 25 after today. Talk about the
Yeah.
Derby. Talk about if he's ever been there. And it is a big weekend. I know
But
in
just,
town.
just
I'm going to tell you.
what
like,
draws people to horse racing, What draws people to it? At one time in this country, the biggest sports were baseball, boxing, horse racing.
Yeah.
They truly were the biggest sports. Times have changed, though, as we know.
It has.
Diesel, you did some research on the Derby.
Well,
What did you come up
before
with?
Diesel comes up, I'm going to tell you right
Okay.
now, at Paul's, at Mr. G's, the big horse people are pouncing on is 2 Phils.
Yeah, anybody who has a relative or a name
Yeah.
Phil,
My partner
it's
Pat,
a hunch.
my partner Pat, loves it. 2 Phils.
Okay.
Our weed whacking buddy in the back seat, his name is Phil. So it might have something to do. Who knows?
It's interesting that it's 2 Phils with an apostrophe S. That I can't figure out. There must
No.
be a backstory. Diesel, what do you
Hey,
have?
it's 12 to 1, and he's
Yeah.
in the 3rd spot. So
Yeah, so I was looking over the horses and all that, looking at some interesting things. There's 3 trainers who got multiple horses into
Right.
the Derby. Brad Cox leading the way with 4 different horses. Hit Show, Verifying, Jace's Road, and Angel of Empire. That's a heck of a name for a horse. By
Angel
the
of
way.
Empire. Yep.
8-1 odds, by the way. And then there's a couple other ones. Yeah, Todd Pletcher's got 3 horses. Tappet Trice, Kings Barnes, and the betting favorite Forte at 3-1.
after Danny Forte, the AD at Gardner, I think.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah, Mike Rapoli, the owner, named him after Danny
Danny
Forte,
Forte. When he's-
because of the job Forte's done.
And his beard.
Best beard in the. He's got
No.
the best beard in the North County,
he
other than
doesn't.
Diesel.
No.
Diesel's 1 and Danny
Not
Forte
Danny
is 2.
Forte needs to shave that thing off. But
No,
go
no,
ahead.
no. It looks good. He had it trimmed up.
What?
I saw him at the end of soccer season, or maybe it was this
Oh,
spring.
that was November.
His beard looked good. He trimmed it up. He didn't look like the guy. He didn't look like the guy we saw in Hyannis last March.
He
But
couldn't-
go ahead, Diesel.
He couldn't repeat that look. He looked homeless.
Yep. And Tim Yaktine also has 2 horses in there. Practical Move at 10-1 and Reincarnate at 50-1 with John Velasquez riding.
Johnny
the
V,
horse.
the great Johnny V.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Kevin from Heaven, bail me out.
And then, continuing to look on some of the horses, look at some of, there's a couple of Japanese horses in the race
Yeah.
as well. Derma Sotakake at 10-1.
Nice pronunciation, D.
I
You
look
couldn't
forward.
do it.
Derma Sotagake.
Yeah,
Yep.
see that? You messed it up. Go ahead.
No, I didn't.
Nope, that's exactly how you would say
See?
it.
Oh,
See?
Here we go. Kevin from Evan, get into 5-digit
Derma
white
Sotagake is big
truck
up
and get over
here.
and bail
I'm
me
surprised
out.
you didn't come up with that one, Tony.
10-1, I probably would have a soft spot for betting on that one. And Continue also a Japanese horse at 50-1. Actually, the lowest number of qualifying points among all the horses that made it to the Derby, but he's in the race because he qualified through the Japanese road to the Kentucky Derby, whereas Derma Sotagake actually qualified through the main road. There's also another one in Mandarin Hero that is an alternate horse.
Whoa.
Also eligible, yep.
Yep, also eligible. So yeah, there's 3 horses that are listed as also eligible. And let us not forget that Rich Strike last year was on the also eligible
And
list.
got in
Yeah.
at the last minute. Yep.
Hey, you big horse man. Name the horse that was from
You're
Leominster.
a horse's A.
From Leominster, there was a horse in the Kentucky Derby. I did my homework, actually.
Wait a minute. Go ahead. Go ahead.
My ex-mailman, Goody, did it. Just texted me.
Yeah.
What was the horse from Leominster who was in the
Oh,
Derby? About
What do you mean the
40
horse was from Leominster? The trainer? The horse?
The horse. Not
The
the
horse was
trainer.
from Leominster.
Yeah. I don't know where they trained, but
What, bred in
the owners,
Leominster?
maybe the owner.
Get some more information on that. No, really.
Goody,
What do you
call
mean the
in.
horse was
Good.
from Leominster?
I just read in the text. Mr. Valeri was the name of it.
Oh, he might
Oh.
have been an owner or a trainer. Valeri? Yeah, possibly.
Now he knows.
Well, get some more information from your guy Goody.
My mailman, not my guy. He was my mailman for 20
Now,
something
Mike
years.
Garofoli just texted in. He said, horse racing, 145 try box, win a dozen times. Then he said, I remember your tribute trip to Seabrook. Your buddy ran around the track. You know who that was?
Bolak of the North.
Bolak of the North was actually on the dog track, on the track after one of the races.
And he came in sixth.
He was out of the money, and Hawk bet him to show.
He was, yeah. I went in. I trifecta blocked the 5, 7, 8. He was the 8.
It came in 5-7 Bolak.
Time to go to a break.
5-7 Bolak of the North.
Time for a
All right, a
break.
quick break, and then we have Kevin O'Day calling in. Hopefully, if he's listening to the first 10
He
minutes,
might not.
he probably just shut his phone off.
He's hoping you gave him a wrong number.
Okay,
Yep, we'll be back.
thank you. This is it. Hey, listen to this. My old Kentucky home, Mark. Brings a tear to your eye when the horses come on the track.
I can't hear you, thank God.
Ready?
And welcome back to the Thursday afternoon LunchBox here in Fitchburg at the K-Zone at 105.3 FM
My
and
old Kentucky
AM
home.
1280.
What an intro for Kevin
What a-
O'Day.
Hey, Kevin O'Day, Worcester Irish on the air. Bobby was able to set this interview up for us. Worcester Irish, thanks for calling in.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, first question I'm going to ask you. Do you have a brother, Seamus?
No, I don't.
Cousin?
Maybe, yeah, maybe, I don't know.
What do you
Somewhere,
mean?
maybe.
What do you mean, maybe?
Maybe a
Well,
third or
there's
fourth cousin.
There's a bunch of us. There's a bunch of us. It's a whole big tribe. I don't know. I
Oh.
can't say for sure.
All right. Only reason why I asked that, I met a Seamus O'Day this past winter out in Berlin when I was doing some work. He was from Worcester originally, and I just thought I would throw that in. But listen, thanks so much for taking the time to call in. Big horse guy you are. I don't know if you heard our intro. We're talking about the Derby and stuff and this and that.
Just
So
chit chatting a little bit, and you know
Yeah,
we had Tony's former mailman text us and say that there was a horse with Leominster ties, and I actually looked it up on Equibase. Dr. Valeri, named after a doctor in Leominster, ran in the '78 Kentucky Derby, and I did recall the name. And the
wow.
trainer was Dominic Imprescia, who's from Fitchburg. And he was actually in the used car business on Water Street, Fitchburg, and became a trainer, as was Tyke. You remember Tyke Yastamakopoulos, Kev?
No.
Trained at Suffolk Downs. Yeah, he was. He's passed away, but he was another Fitchburg guy that was a trainer. Yep.
Hey, just so you know,
Oh, very cool.
Dr. Valeri came in 7th that year in the
Yeah,
Derby.
yeah, yeah. But hey, running the
Wow.
Derby's pretty good.
Came in 7th.
So Kev, fill us in on your. I mean, I follow you on Twitter, and hopefully we can get you a few more followers at what is it, Real Irishman?
Yeah, yeah.
At Real Irishman, and tell us a little bit about your interest in horse racing and how you sort of got involved and.
Okay, yeah. Well, I just, I'm not the typical story where I didn't go to the track as a kid. I kind of found out about it later in life. But once I, discovered it, I was totally hooked. I went to Suffolk Downs the first time I went there. I went every single day of that meet after that.
Are you kidding?
I went every day that I could go. Me and my wife, we had only one child at the time. We were taking our daughter. We loved it. My wife loved it. So it was great. And my wife's grandfather was actually a jockey and a trainer in the state of Mass. So
what was his name?
In her blood. What's that?
What was his name?
James Hutch.
Okay.
Hey, wow.
James Hutch out of Marlboro.
Oh!
He raced at Suffolk and trained some good, decent horses, and so it's in her blood. I can say it's in my kid's blood, but well, I went to the track and it was it for me. And then when I went to Saratoga, and it was over.
Yeah. So what really attracted you? I mean, inherently, what was the attraction?
Well, I mean, I've always loved, a little bit of gambling. So
right.
I got to say that's part of it too.
Right.
But just, I don't know, when I was at trackside, it's something different when you're at a track as opposed to watching it at an off-track betting place or at your house. There's a certain feel to being at the track, and I don't know. And it's not as simple as betting on a basketball game. There's, 10-horse fields that are switching distances and switching surfaces. There's so much involved, and it's just interesting to me to sit down and try to figure it out on a weekend. And like the Derby's 20 horses, there's so many combinations, so many things could happen,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
intriguing to me.
if you listen to David Aragona, who's one of the top odds makers or line makers in the country, he does all the NYRA tracks. If you listen to his interview with Steve Kornacki about a week ago, they both seem to have been into that thing about, like, it's such a puzzle. It's such a thing to try to figure out. There's so many variables. And these guys, I mean, Tony, well, I'll speak for myself. I don't pretend to be that smart. Like, I can get into all that. But these guys do, and perhaps you do yourself. It's such a...
Well,
You're right. It's not like either betting the Sixers or the Celtics, who's home, who's away. There's so much more involved,
Yeah, there's a lot to it, and like, I don't know, it's kind of cool. You follow a horse at 2 years old, maybe running in a juvenile race, and now you can see him in the Derby or see him in the Breeders' Cup, and you follow a horse a little bit. That's kind of cool too. So I like that aspect of it.
Yeah. I mean, myself, what I like, especially when I'm there, is the athleticism of the horses. I mean, they are. This is why we call some athletes thoroughbreds. We say, this guy's a thoroughbred, because thoroughbreds are tremendous athletes, and then the jockeys themselves, to me, they're off the charts as athletes. And then when you're at a place like Saratoga, and they walk through the crowd to go to the paddock, and they walk through the crowd after the race, I mean, you don't get that in any other sport.
Right.
There's no way, and they'll stop and take a photo. I mean, this just doesn't happen in any other sport.
So you must go to Saratoga a lot.
Oh, I love Saratoga.
Yeah.
I try to. It's only, it's a small window there, 40 days, but I get up as much as I can. I wish it was a little closer.
I know. 3
Yeah,
out.
but
3.
Worcester's
not
not
bad.
bad.
Yeah.
Worcester is not bad. That's
It's
you
not-
could
it's
day
not
trip
bad,
it,
but
really.
They do from
I
Clinton at
have
buses.
done the day trips, but it's tough. It's a long day.
It's
for
tough
the
if
day
you
trip,
lose-
but it's doable.
If you lose some money, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's an easy ride home
Yeah.
if you come out ahead, though.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, what kind of bets do you like to make? Do you like to go straight win place, or you like exotics?
No, I don't do a lot of just win bets, just because, sometimes I'm playing with not a huge bankroll, so I like to see if I can make a little more with my money. So
Right.
I like to do daily doubles. Sometimes pick threes. But if I like a horse a lot, I'll do a win bet. But I like to do more daily doubles, pick threes, pick fours myself.
Okay, how about pick 5, pick 6s? Any of those? I know those.
Pick sixes I stay away from just because they're so hard.
Yeah.
Pick fives I do like to do. I've hit a couple pick fives, but
Have you? You
yeah,
have. I mean, that must be a
but-
thrill. Any kind of any big numbers? Any big numbers on the pick 5?
A few thousand on just less than $100 bets and stuff like that.
That'll keep you going.
That'll keep
All of
you-
a sudden, Tony's interested now.
Jeez, where are we gonna meet tonight?
Yeah, well,
Come down to Spruce Street Tavern tonight there.
yeah. Well, the problem is with the pick fives is you can have an unbelievable day and find a lot of good prices and be 4 out of 5 and they give you nothing.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, so you could be, so good, do a great job handicapping and still have an empty day, and that stings.
An empty day. I like that term. That we've known that term, an empty day.
it's like-
An empty day with empty pockets.
We're on an empty day today, okay? We're on an empty day. Hey, Kevin, I got to
Well,
ask you a question. When you're talking about your wife and she's from Marlboro and her last name was Hutch.
Yeah, her family's from Marlboro. She's not, but yeah, her grandfather was.
Okay, now, my father had a cousin from Marlboro. His last name was Hutch, Billy Hutch. He worked for the Registry of Motor Vehicles.
Okay, I don't think
In
Billy
Mar-
Hutch doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, he was from Clinton
But-
originally, and he worked at the old Marlboro Registry of Motor Vehicles over there on
Oh,
Route
wow.
20.
I'll ask her.
Yeah.
She might know more than me.
I'm sure she does, except for horse betting. Right? I'm sure she
definitely
does.
does.
Hey,
Yeah.
so
Definitely
Kev, let's get down to the nitty gritty. I'll tell you this: you're doing a great job so far saving the show because the ratings have been so bad.
Oh yeah.
And we were under pressure here to bring the ratings up. And
No
right,
problem. Well, let me just, I'll go with this because it's on the mind when I was talking about my wife. Number 4, confidence game is out of don't sell my wife stable. So I kind of think that's pretty funny, and I think it has a decent, it's got some speed, 20 to 1.
20 to 1.
Inside speed. Inside speed. I'm looking for the inside speed, and I don't know if I found it yet. I don't know what's going on with
Okay.
the inside speed.
so you don't have a release for us. You don't have a pick for the Derby yet.
Well, no, if I had to make my pick
Right
I'm
now.
going with, well, right now, honest to God, it's between Angel of Empire and Forte
Really? Okay.
because I think they have the best 2 prep races, the most impressive prep races I've seen. The 2 horses that have been the most impressive is Angel of Empire and Forte, in my opinion.
Now, do you think Forte's improved enough off of what you saw in the Florida Derby?
I do. I know a lot of people are looking for reasons to not like Forte,
Right.
which is what you're supposed to do with a favorite. And Mattress Mac's going to pound them down to 2 to 1, maybe under that. Who knows?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see what mattress.
that,
Well, has he already come out and say he's going to bet Forte?
I think he's betting Forte or the favorite. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I thought I saw that, but not positive. But I bet he will. But he's the Breeders' Cup juvenile champ. 5 wins in a row. Irad, Ortiz, and Fletcher.
I do like Irad. I'm an Irad.
Irad Ortiz, he's the best jockey, in my opinion, out
Yeah,
there.
I
And
agree.
He's going to win a Derby. You got Fletcher. He's on the best horse. I mean, I don't know. I know you don't want to go with the favorite, but he's
Yeah,
tough to overlook.
Yeah, I really don't want to, but are you familiar with John Furlong from NBC Sports, The Edge? The handicapper, John Furlong?
Mhm.
He likes Forte.
And I think Forte is the most likely winner. I don't know. That Florida Derby, Mage passed him. He came right back. And
Right.
I don't know.
I had Mage in that.
Yeah, I had Mage, and listen, I like Mage a lot. I see a lot of people trying to throw Mage out, saying inexperienced. How do you not like Mage if you like Forte? I don't know. I
Mage.
like
That was a
lot.
good race for Mage. He showed a lot of
I thought
improvement.
Mage ran very well.
Yep.
And I like Mage. I also like King Barn. Is not getting a lot of respect because inexperienced, but has done nothing wrong. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, the interesting
So-
thing about this Derby is if you don't bet Forte, you're going to get a good price on whoever you bet.
Oh,
With 20
absolutely.
horses, you're going to get it. You may get a $20-$30 return from a very, very
Yep.
good horse.
Absolutely.
You know?
And I would, and if you don't love Forte, then I would go, make your opinion and hit it heavy. But I'm not sold on the rest of these horses, but I don't know. Like the Japanese horse is very interesting to me.
Right. That's at eight
gonna
or
be
10 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10-1. I bet it gets bet down, but it's going to be up close. I think, obviously last year the horse came from well out of it, but you want to be kind of close. You don't want to be
Yeah.
navigating through
Yeah.
20 horses.
Yeah, that's the Kornacki effect. He likes horses that are up in the front group.
Yeah.
He did the
So-
data, he did the research. It's got to be,
Yeah.
as a rule,
So-
it's somebody in the front group.
Yeah, so that's how I like it now. But it's an interesting derby because I've been a fan of Reincarnate this whole season, and 50-1 with Johnny Velasquez, he's gonna be up close.
Yep.
You
Imagine
know,
that.
He's in, yeah,
I
seventh
mean,
spot.
I'm using Reincarnate underneath because Johnny V's been there, done that, and the horse, he's been like the favorite in a lot of his races. I don't know. I just wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised.
No, I saw some good comments on him too, and the fact that Johnny V could give him the trip.
Yeah.
How about-
Go ahead.
How about Two Phils? What do you think of that horse?
Two Phils? If you look at the numbers on Two Phils fits right into this race.
I know.
He's got the three hole. Larry Ravelli with the trainer. I like Two Phils a lot. 12-1. He's going to be up on the Jeff Ruby Stakes winner. He was up on the early. He's going to be up on the early pace. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Two Phils is right there at the end of this race.
In the hunt, yeah. And then the other one,
I really won't.
yeah, that's a big horse coming out of Clinton, where I'm from. A lot of talk on that. And Rocket Can.
Rocket
Frank
Can,
Frank
Rocket Can.
Fletcher horse.
Yeah. Those are the two names I've been hearing,
Out of Clinton.
Okay.
Out of Clinton.
Well, that means those are two that if they're coming from Clinton, those are two horses I'm not going to bet.
Kev,
Those are out. I'm down to 18 now, Kim. But really,
I mean, Rocket Can at 30-1. I mean, I liked Rocket Can in the last race. He didn't fire that well, but 30-1. If you like the
Yeah.
man, why not, right?
yeah, right.
hey, who does your wife like?
Other than
Oh,
you.
God. Geez, well, that's debatable. She hasn't given me her pick yet. She'll be last minute.
All right, right at the window before it closes.
Yeah.
Hey, and let me ask you a question. You like to go to the track. We all like to be there and see it
Yeah.
in person.
Yes.
What do you use for a phone app to bet? What do you use? What do you like?
I use TVG.
DVG? Okay.
Yeah, I've been
TVG.
using
TVG.
Yeah.
TVG. Okay, I'm a
And I
Naira
saw-
guy. I like the
I saw
Naira
something-
app.
Yeah, I saw something online this morning. They said the best bet of the weekend is when is TVG going to crash on the Derby day.
Oh, really? Why do they handle the most money? TVG?
I think they might, but every year on Derby Day or the Breeders' Cup, it can be an issue. So get your bets in early.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll
good
be
to
using
know.
I'll be using Naira. Hey, let's
Yeah.
digress just a bit. Tomorrow's a big day too. Now, Tony, I'm going to put you on the spot here because I know I'm going to bring up the Kentucky Oaks tomorrow.
Oh, that's the Phillies, right?
Oh, you do know what's going on.
What are you? Oh.
I'm trying to throw him off his
He
game.
can't.
He's too sharp for me, Kev.
Yeah.
Kev, what do you have for us in the Kentucky Oaks?
The Kentucky Oaks, we got a big favorite in wet paint.
Right.
So, you could use it, but I like to do, personally, my favorite bet of the year is the Kentucky Oaks Kentucky Derby Daily Double.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at, what do I like? I like Botanical. I think Botanical, switching surfaces could be a problem, and South Lawn.
How about the New York horse? How about the
Gambling Girl.
well, no, yeah, that and the other one, the Ray Handel horse, the Promise Her America.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they all have good chances. Who we got? Jorge Vargas on for America?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I think I hear a lot of people with 4-5 favorite on wet paint.
Is it?
A lot of people.
She's
love-
4 to
love that
5?
horse, but yeah, 4-5 morning line on wet paint.
Can't go there.
And, so I mean, it's a big favorite. So I don't know. But Botanical, Brad Cox, I'm going to give that a good look.
Okay.
What's Rich Strike runs tomorrow? Also, the Derby winner from last year.
Yeah, he runs in some sort of a stake, grade 3, I think.
Yeah.
He loves that
yeah.
track.
Well, that's the thing too. Yeah. He
What
loves
kind of
that
odds
track,
can you
too.
get on Rich Strike tomorrow in that race? Is
I
he?
don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure he was like 7-2 morning line.
Okay. He loves that
So-
track.
So he loves that track. So interested to see how he does tomorrow.
Tony's rolling his eyes
No,
here.
Kevin,
Hey, this
I'm-
show's going to be on cable, right? Community cable, Clinton Community Cable TV, Clinton Community Cable TV.
Get rid of the
Go to
Get rid
YouTube.
of the cable, and you're right. Clinton Community TV.
Okay.
Clinton
Clinton
Community.
Community TV. Go to Clinton,
horse
Mass
we
on
didn't
YouTube.
mention.
What? Go ahead.
Tap it twice.
Tap it twice. Yeah.
Yeah, we were
That's
gonna.
a pleasure.
We were gonna, but you've been yakking away, Worcester Irish.
Oh God.
Hey,
I know. I have
Hey,
that
Irish,
problem.
come on, let's
Yeah.
go. Get it going because the ratings are going down. I'm looking at the needle now.
Yeah,
Tell us
let's
about
go
Tap It Trice.
Yeah.
Well, he's 4 wins in a row. He's trained by Todd Fletcher,
Yeah.
Louis Saez. I mean, he's a closer, so he's not going to be up front, but
He's the second choice.
Yeah, he is.
he's the second favorite, so he's got a shot. We'll see. Sets up for him.
Sounds good. Hey,
Interesting.
Worcester, how's my credit? Can you throw something in for me? I need to lay in a $50 win bet. Can you cover
Hey,
me?
Are you
What's so funny?
Are you calling us from work or your cellar?
I'm calling you from outside my house because my cellar, I get no service.
Oh,
Okay. Well,
whereabouts
no
you-
cellar in the bar?
No service
Yeah,
down.
I can't call from the bar because I get no service.
What part of Worcester you live in?
I live up by the airport.
Don't be
okay.
too specific.
Yeah, really.
Tony's going to swing.
Yeah, I'll be around in about a half an hour. Yeah, I know right where that is. Up behind.
Shut your
Worcester
phone
State.
off because he's trying to trace you right now.
Up behind Worcester State College, where I went to school, Worcester State.
You got to pull out sofa there? Tony
Yeah.
wants to know.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff. Hey, listen, thanks so much for calling in with your insight and everything else, Kevin. And definitely going to have you call in again.
Yeah,
I don't know if Bobby told you, but we do have Steve Kornacki calling in next week.
Yep.
He is
Yep.
he's calling the race live.
So
for
what is-
MSNBC?
So, what is your pick for the Derby?
Yeah.
The one, because we're all going to make our picks. What is your pick? Who is your pick for the Derby?
I think Forte might.
You're going Forte. Okay, we
I
want to
think
have this
Forte-
on record.
I think Forte wins. I think he rolls in this Derby. I think.
Okay.
That's my pick.
Okay. That's what we want to know. We're all making our picks.
I'm going with Rocket
Sure.
Can.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Rocket Can. That's
All right,
my
Tony's-
choice.
I'll release mine at 12:55. Diesel,
Yeah, my top
same.
pick will be Forte. I'll have some pick 3s, pick 4s alive. There's a bunch of long shots that I like, but if I do a big double, I'm using Forte.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Kev. Hey, thanks so much for calling in. It's
Hey.
been a lot of fun.
Eh.
We wish you the
Thanks for
best.
having me, guys.
Yeah,
Hey, and
thank
remember
you.
to ask your wife about Billy Hutch.
Billy Hutch. All right, I will.
All right. Good talking to you, and thanks so much for calling in.
All right, thanks, guys. And
Thanks.
good luck this weekend.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you
Kev.
too.
Appreciate
Bye-bye.
it. Bye-bye.
That's
Bye.
great interview. A lot of great insight from Worcester Irish
Yeah,
there.
I haven't made up my mind. I got about
Yeah.
10 minutes. I have
Yeah,
to
you
put out a
do.
pick. You're going Rocket Can.
Rocket Can. I looked at some
Diesel, do you
homework
have
on
a
it
pick yet?
today.
Yeah, I said earlier, yeah, I'm going to go with Dermasotagake.
Good choice.
Yeah, good choice
That's
there.
like 8-10 to 1. Okay.
Why don't we go to a quick break? We take our last break now, Diesel?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, we're going to go to a quick break, and then we'll be back. I got some ads to read. They just want to do everything on their phones. I would love to just go sit there. What else
It's
is
a nice,
there to do?
relaxing
Sit
day.
down, watch the horses in the stable.
Yeah.
Are we on? Yeah. Oh, good too.
Need to find something with horse in it.
This is nice. That's good selection.
And welcome back to the fourth quarter of the Thursday afternoon lunchbox.
We're in the home
here.
stretch today.
The
It's
home stretch today.
Yep.
Great in tune coming back in by America Diesel. Great job. Horse with no name, Bobby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. A plus for Diesel.
Yeah. Again,
He's on his game. We asked him to be ready for the Derby day, and he's on his game. No
He is
question.
on his game,
Yep,
of
and
course.
in a couple of days we're gonna have 20 horses with names.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
But listen, Armed Forces, there's an Armed Forces run coming up Sunday, May 21st. Registration is from 9 to 11 a.m. Kickstands are up at 11:30. It's starting at the American Harley-Davidson on Central Street in Leominster. And the ride will end at the AVMC Clubhouse at 860 Ashby State Road in Fitchburg. And all the proceeds from this motorcycle run are going to Clear Path for Veterans of New England.
Well, that's a
So
nice little ride. Yeah.
It is a nice little ride, and I know they've done it every year because Howie's had me read this promo every year. And
Okay.
anybody go out, if hopefully the May 21st is a beautiful day, go out, take a nice bike ride, great charity run, starts in Leominster, ends in Fitchburg. Nothing better than that. Diesel, you got one to read.
Yep, I forgot one to read. Let's see how I can get through this one. Let's celebrate Comiquito's 14th anniversary this Friday and Saturday, May 5th and 6th. They are hosting a special event that includes a fantastic Rodizio dinner. And by the way, Rodizio is the Brazilian steakhouse experience, let me tell you.
Ooh.
This is a parade of succulent Brazilian cuts of meats. And also there will be an exciting samba dancer performance with 3 sessions available at 5:30, 7:15, and 8:40 p.m. Your presence at this milestone event would mean the world to Comiquito, as they wouldn't be here without your support. Book your reservation now at comiquito.com. That's COMEKETO.com. Or call them at 978-466-1224 for more information. Please feel free to share this information with your friends and loved ones who would enjoy this unforgettable celebration.
Great job.
That's awesome.
Great job. Yeah, that sounds
Hey,
like
so
a good event, too.
if we encourage anybody, we've got a good 10 minutes or so. Anyone who has our numbers, Tony, Diesel, myself, text us who you like in the Derby.
Or here,
Now-
or they can call here at the studio at
They could.
978-348-1280 if they want to call in for the last few minutes. And, of course, we're going to screen their calls.
Now, our man, Kevin from Heaven,
Oh, my buddy.
he likes Skinner. And that Skinner is also the top selection by really our favorite handicapper, the Brooklyn Cowboy. So Skinner is Kevin from Heaven's choice.
We were talking during the break that if you like the idea of a horse that wasn't going to be in the Derby a couple of weeks ago but is now, that might be a way to go with Skinner. A bit of a tragedy in that case, though. The reason they were able to get in because it was Wild on Ice who was going to be in the Derby, but they broke their left hind leg, had to be put down.
Had to be euthanized. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. Unfortunately, there's been a couple of situations at Churchill this week where horses have had to be euthanized,
sad.
and we're not getting a lot of a lot of facts about it. A lot of that stuff is kept on the DL, so it's unfortunate. It really is. But when we were on the break, Tony, we were talking a little bit about how Kevin would go to Suffolk Downs all the time. And to me, Suffolk was a tough ride from Fitchburg to get into
Yeah.
Boston, to get to East Boston, Route 16. But the Rockingham Park experience,
495 to Route 3.
495 to 93.
93, I'm sorry.
And as
yeah.
soon as you hit the New Hampshire border, bang,
Bang.
right at that exit, and you come off the exit, you're into the parking lot, and you're out in the country.
Yeah, I told you I got my Shamrock tattoo there, Mark.
In New Hampshire, what, you went to the track,
You got a tattoo.
You
of
went
my
fi-
winnings.
you went 5, 7, 8 try box,
And won.
drank CLs, and then got a tattoo.
What a better,
Where-
you should have a better day than
Where'd
that.
you get the tattoo? Down the street?
Yeah, there was a tattoo parlor right around the corner.
Were you of age? Did they ask
No.
for ID? No.
I was in high school.
No.
Yeah.
That's groundbreaking. I mean, today that's
yeah.
that's not unusual today, but back
No.
then that was pretty groundbreaking to have a tattoo. in high school? Wow. Okay.
Are you gonna yell at me?
No, I'm just like, I have no comment about that.
Oh, Diesel, what? I mean, I didn't break any law.
No, no.
The statute of limitations is long gone on that.
Yeah, just passed the statute of limitations on tattoos. But you're right, Rockingham. Plus, they had a great off-track betting up there. You could go up and you could bet other areas, other
Yeah, in the
tracks.
later days, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. They also had harness racing at
Yeah.
some points of the year.
Hey, I told you my harness racing story. We had a player, Mark, in Worcester State.
Oh,
was playing
right.
football there. Franny Witkowski. He played in the secondary with me, and every Wednesday he would have to leave practice early. So we did defense first, offense second, so Franny could leave, shower, drive to Plain Ridge, and he was a jockey for harness racing. He had his horse. He had a
It
stable.
was a driver.
Driver,
A driver.
yeah. Anyways, he would tell us his horse. I never forget. I told you this. His horse in those years was Quick Hanover N, the letter N, and we had no money in college, and he would tell us. He'd say, "Hey, don't bet me this." We'd be in a huddle. He'd say, "Hey, don't bet me this week." He goes, "I'm just taking the horse out for a walk, for some exercise." Or I'm going to come out quick and I'm going to pull. I'm going to see if he can recover. And it was like you were saying. It was like a strategic
Training.
And some nights he would it was a training run for him. But then there were nights he'd say, "Hey, I'm going for it today. We've had a good week, blah, 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 blah." Well, he'd come back Thursday at practice and he'd be handing out 7-1s to me, 8-1s to Wag. No, I mean, it was pretty cool. But that's where I
But
learned
$8
about.
went a long way back then.
But that's when I realized that there were times when the horses, even in harness, were there for a workout, and it wasn't
Yeah.
a
And he-
real, true.
He probably knew this is a tough field. I really can't win.
Yeah.
So they have a feel for what they can do and what they can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where were his horses? Were they all-
Leicester, up in
Oh,
Leicester.
they were Leicester, and then they'd van them down to Plain
Yes,
Ridge, or
exactly.
maybe Foxborough, even
Yeah.
way back in the day, Foxborough.
Pretty
Yeah,
good stuff.
yeah. No, my man Joe Hall, who I taught with in Groton, he trained horses for years and years, harness, and he trained them right at the fairgrounds in Groton. Have you ever been at the Groton Fairgrounds? No, seriously, there's a half-mile training track down there.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, interesting
Why,
place.
should I
There's
put it on my bucket list?
It's just a point of interest. I mean,
Hey, Diesel,
Yeah.
instead of breakfast next week, let's go to the Groton
well,
Fairground.
no, let's go fly fishing.
Oh, don't you start on my boy
Yeah.
Kevin from
No,
Heaven. I'm
no,
going to tell you that right
You've
now.
done one fly
In a
fishing
parking lot.
lesson in a parking lot. You're supposed to get up to his club and his pond or his lake, and you haven't done it.
It's coming.
I'll bring a camera.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming.
Hey, fly fishing's big up here, Mark.
Oh, God.
But let me give you my selection.
Good. Go ahead.
I like Mage.
Yeah.
Because Mage was my initial, when I saw Mage go against Forte in the Florida Derby, I was impressed with him. So initially I'm like, I like Mage. I want to go with Mage. So I'm going to kind of revert back to that. As of right now, I'm going to give you a Rick Pitino. As of now, this is who I'm going to pick is Mage.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at it.
But next week when I tell you I had the winner,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's done that before.
20 horse field. I mean, this
know,
is
it
tough.
should be fun.
You heard Kev. Now Kev knows his stuff.
Yeah.
But he hopped from one horse to another.
No.
6,
He did his
8,
homework.
9 horses. He's like, hey, this one, a lot of positives and
Yeah.
a lot of horses. So it might come down to just a hunch. I don't know. It's
It's always exciting, though. It
it is.
really
It's the greatest 2 minutes in sports.
The three of them, the three big races. The
Triple Crown.
Triple
right.
Crown. They're fun. They're fun. The
Derby,
Belmont,
and
Derby.
to come back two
Preakness.
weeks later in the Preakness. Now a lot of the horses will not do that because it's
Right.
tough on them. And then 3 weeks after that, the Belmont, which is 1.5 miles.
Yeah.
So it's an exciting time. Then you're into all the summer stuff.
No,
So-
no, it is. It is because, not only you got the major sports going on, the playoffs in the NBA, the NHL, the Major League Baseball's going into
Yeah.
its second month.
Yeah.
It's just something a little bit different, a little bit of spice. It just adds something, a little more excitement other than the big three, as we call it, at this time of year. But it should be good. Should be real good.
Yeah, so I think the post times, it's later in the day, Saturday, 6:30, maybe
Yeah.
7, I'm not sure. NBC Sports, Kornacki will be doing that show with a bunch of other people, so that's going to be, and they've got some really articulate handicappers on there.
Did he say who his Final Four were? No.
No, he didn't give me the 4 he was looking at, but he'll bet the Kentucky. I don't know if they're doing the Kentucky Oaks today, but he'll bet the Kentucky Oaks. There's all kinds of stakes races tomorrow,
Yeah.
including the Kentucky Oaks, and then Saturday's a big day on that card. I mean, the race is for $3 million.
Yeah.
But aside from that, if you have a horse that can place in the Kentucky Derby, then their ability, in the breeding shed, the prices just escalate from there because people, the breeding's a big thing in that business.
Right. Exactly. Diesel, who you gonna stick with your horse?
Yeah, I will. Also, my horse has the, well, let's see. Do you say lowest in terms of lowest number or lowest in terms of worst, as in least likely to win? How would you use that terminology?
What's that?
When you say lowest odds, would you say...
No, the highest odds means you're least likely to win. So 50 to 1, you're least likely to win.
Yep, so that's how you use highest and lowest. In which case, yeah, my horse has got the lowest odds of the 3 that we've picked.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
around 8 to 1.
Yeah, 10 to 1.
Yeah, yours is 30 to 1, 50 to 1.
Yeah.
Both of yours is 15 based on what I saw.
15?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, so I've dropped
Not
it.
bad.
But that's the thing. Some are gonna go up, some are gonna go down. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, they're going to move
And
a
again,
lot. Like,
some will get scratched last minute.
Well, like Kev said, that Mattress Mac, who's going to come in and bet $1 million or $2 million cash on, he's going to affect the odds, no question. Because what he does, I think, is he says something to the effect: if the favorite wins the Derby, all your furniture's free from his furniture. It's kind of like Jordan's.
Oh yeah.
So to offset all that free furniture, he bets on the favorite. So he kind of hedges his bets.
Yeah.
And he sells a ton of furniture. I think Jordan's has a thing going on about if you hit for the cycle.
yeah, after a certain point in the season.
I
Yeah.
mean, what are the odds of that?
Well, I'll tell you, in Fenway Park, it's a higher
It's a
chance
cycle
because
opportunity. Yeah.
It's easier to get a
because
triple.
It is with the angles of our outfield walls.
Remember when Benji Molina got a triple a little over a decade ago? One of the slowest runners in the game
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you, it just hits one angle or hits the light on the scoreboard, or where they put the numbers in and out, it bounces a different
Okay,
way.
do you recall yourself ever getting a triple?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's commonplace?
Yeah.
I'm not talking Little League. I'm talking like
talking-
Legion
Yeah.
up in Canada.
Yeah.
You had a triple in Canada.
Yeah.
Was Ted Williams at that game?
No, he was there when I hit my home
Now,
run.
have you had an inside the park homer?
No, I don't remember.
You're too tired when you got
Probably
the
took a
third.
break at second base.
I remember.
I don't remember. I
Yeah.
do remember triples are something you do remember.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you do. I can remember in a Legion game at Fuller Field, I got a triple to end the game.
Oh, really? A walk-off triple?
Walk-off triple. And then in high school, I remember against Toronto, I got a...
That wasn't your sophomore year, was it?
No. No, it wasn't. I wish it was. I remember a triple because Toronto had football back then, and it went through the right field goalpost.
Oh, I remember the way the field was set up at Toronto, yeah.
And it ended up hitting the crossbar. And,
Off the goalpost?
yeah, and
It's automatic ground rule triple.
No, instead
run
of
it out?
instead of rolling, it hit the crossbar. It came back, and I don't know. I ended up with a triple.
Nice.
I remember that.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, triples are rare.
But at Fenway, they're not. They're very common at Fenway.
Diesel, we'll need stats for next week. Which ballpark?
Is most likely to get you a triple. It's probably that or the one in San Francisco, maybe the one in Colorado because it's very spacious.
Yeah.
Those are some ideas. I just remembered an old joke. Don Sutton has the record for most career at-bats without a home run. And he was once asked, "What was the closest you ever came to hitting a home run?" He's like, "A triple." He only had that one triple in his whole career.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I mean, he was a pitcher, but
Great
Right,
pitcher.
right.
Yeah,
Some
very
of those
was.
pitchers could hit.
Oh, they had
Some
to.
of those pitchers were pinch hitters.
Earl Wilson
Yep.
with the Sox.
Yep.
Great hitter, in his day.
Yep.
Gary Peters, I remember a lefty with the Red Sox. You got him over from the White Sox. He could have. Dennis Bennett could hit. There were a lot of pitchers. I mean, those are Red Sox pitchers that I remember could hit.
Okay.
Dave Moorhead, but they had to.
Oh yeah, Dave Moorhead. He
yeah,
could hit.
they all hit. They all took batting practice.
Right.
You
Different
know?
time.
Now they only take batting practice in interleague.
Right. Different time.
It is. All right.
Hey,
Listen,
good stuff
great
today.
week,
A lot
great
of fun.
story.
A lot of fun today.
A lot of laughing
Hopefully,
today.
let's see how the predictions go. Big time
And
caller next week. Steve
big
Kornacki,
time caller, Steve
NBC
Kornacki.
Sports. Check him out this Saturday.